You're playing touch butt with that dork in the park.
Former UFC middleweight champion and future Hall of Famer Luke Rockhold knows what it takes to achieve undisputed glory, and he also knows how to spot the signs of a potential upset. While Islam Makhachev headlines UFC 311 against Arman Tsarukyan, the co-main event showcases Merab Dvalishvili taking on one of the rising stars of Dagestan, Khabib Nurmagomedov's undefeated cousin, Umar Nurmagomedov. Umar is the next generation where he's so fluid and so creative, praised Rockhold during a recent episode of the Jackson podcast, even suggesting that Umar possesses everything his predecessor Khabib had, and more. This is a tough matchup, the former champ explained, noting that while Dvalishvili is a tricky, tough, hard-nosed dude to contend with, the title fight is Nurmagomedov's to lose. I think that's where Umar can win. Umar can beat him everywhere, really. He can outstrike him, and then Merab can shoot in. Umar can counter him and get to his back. I'm telling you, he's better than him everywhere, really. I mean, Merab might have a wrestling advantage in some way, shape, or form. It's going to come down to determination. Currently competing in Karate Combat and BKFC, Rockhold admitted that while he initially leaned towards Dvalishvili, the finer details of this bantamweight title fight strongly favor the Russian contender. UFC star Dustin Poirier appears to be edging closer to his return to the octagon, potentially for the final fight of his storied career. Poirier's third attempt at capturing a lineal UFC championship came up short in his most recent appearance back in June. While he initially teased the idea of retirement, the veteran fighter has confirmed he has at least one more bout left in him before closing out what's almost certain to be a UFC Hall of Fame career. Since falling to lightweight champion Islam Makhachev at UFC 302, Poirier has been candid about his internal debate on whether to continue fighting. After seeming resolved to retire, he's now set his sights on one last high-profile matchup before officially calling it quits. Several names have been floated as potential opponents for Poirier's farewell fight, including a possible trilogy with Justin Gaethje. Following UFC Tampa earlier this month, UFC CEO Dana White confirmed the promotion is actively working with Poirier to finalize his send-off. Amid all the speculation about Poirier's final opponent, the man himself recently offered fans a brief update on the social media about when an announcement might be expected. Outside of the Gaethje trilogy, other top contenders have been mentioned, including BMF title holder Max Holloway. Holloway recently declared a permanent move to lightweight after his loss to Ilia Tuporia at UFC 308. Tuporia, another potential option, has expressed interest in moving up from featherweight to lightweight as part of his goal to become a double champion. Though he's likely headed for a rematch with Alexander Volkanovski for his next title defense, Tuporia remains a compelling candidate for Poirier's final fight. Throughout his illustrious career, Poirier has defeated some of the biggest names in the sport, including Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler, and Holloway. Despite never capturing a lineal title, his achievements cement his legacy as one of the all-time greats. Poirier has hinted at retirement several times in recent years, but now seems determined to make his next fight his last. He's also expressed a desire to have his final bout in his home state of Louisiana for a storybook ending to his career. When asked by a fan on X about his next fight, Poirier kept it simple with a one-word response. Soon, he replied. Fans can expect news about Poirier's retirement fight in the coming weeks. Jiri Prochazka is determined to reclaim the UFC light heavyweight title, but while regaining the belt would be significant, defeating the man who bested him twice would make it truly unforgettable. Prochazka is set to face fellow former champion Jamal Hill in a highly anticipated showdown at UFC 311 on January 18th in Los Angeles. Both fighters were stopped earlier this year by current champion Alex Pereira, with Prochazka suffering his second loss to Pereira at UFC 303 in June. While that defeat stung, Prochazka says it also came with invaluable lesson. I took the best from that, Prochazka told MMA Fighting. It was not too much about that performance in the night, but about the preparation for that fight. And I had to change many things. So the last few months, I really worked on that. What to do, what not to do, what not to repeat. So here I am, and ready for the next fight. Every loss, every win is the main point of the career. So every battle doesn't matter if it is a win. Win or lose, there is always the chance to take the best from that experience from every fight. Prochazka originally captured the title in one of the most memorable UFC title fights ever, submitting the Glover Teixeira in the 5th round at UFC 275 in June 2022. However, a serious injury forced him to vacate the belt ahead of a scheduled rematch with Teixeira at UFC 282. Hill then claimed the vacant title at UFC 283, only to vacate it himself later due to injury. This set the stage for Prochazka's clash with Pereira for the vacant belt at UFC 295 in November 2023, where Prochazka was stopped in the second round. Given the trajectory of Pereira's reign, the prospect of Prochazka securing a trilogy fight with him seems slim. However, Prochazka is confident that a victory over Hill could earn him that opportunity, and he believes it might just be his destiny. You know, maybe I'll sound crazy or whatever, but believe me, I'm working on once again becoming the champion, Prochazka explained. The champion right now is Alex, but right now, I'm focusing on what's before me. What's the next step? Right now, it's Jamal Hill. Next, we will see who will be the champion. If that will be Alex, for me right now, if there will be questions about the fight with Alex, that will be for me really the fight for my life. For Prochazka, becoming a two-time champion would be a chance to do things differently. After his war with Teixeira, he viewed being champion as part of his destiny but didn't fully savor the moment. If Dana White places the belt around his waist again, Prochazka promises he'll embrace the honor with the humility and gratitude it deserves. Maybe first time, when I won, I didn't really realize that it was a big thing in my life, and I was not so, like I say, grateful for that, Prochazka said. I took that like automatically, I will be the champion. Okay, I'm the champion and that's all, yeah. I didn't have these feelings to be humble, grateful in that. So I said to myself, I want to go this way one more time. Not just one more time, but I want to go there. Take this belt, take that position of the best man in the light heavyweight division. And one more time, but grateful, be humble, and really appreciate that moment. Really appreciate the life that gave you this chance to fight for that again. And right now, I'm in this process. This is what I feel right now. Dominant UFC lightweight champion Islam Makhachev celebrated his 33rd birthday earlier this year. A milestone that marked a year older than his mentor, Khabib Nurmagomedov, was when he retired at 32. Fortunately for fans, the reigning lightweight king has no plans to hang up his gloves just yet. But if his retirement isn't tied to titles or age, how will Islam Makhachev know when it's time to step away? Makhachev is currently deep in training for the fourth defense of his lightweight title, set to take place at UFC 311 on January 18th, where he'll face Armenian wrestler Arman Tsarukyan. A victory in Los Angeles would make Makhachev the sole record holder for most lightweight title defenses in UFC history, surpassing Khabib Nurmagomedov, BJ Penn, and Benson Henderson, who are all tied at 3. While the dominant Dagestani doesn't see an end to his MMA career in the near future, he has admitted that retirement will start to cross his mind the moment he feels he's no longer evolving as an athlete. I wouldn't say it's that bad. If I feel like I have stopped developing, then that's it. I have to quit, he shared with Yuka MMA when asked if he had a specific retirement age in mind. No, there is no age in mind. I don't associate anything with age. Artur Beterbiev is 39 years old, and he's the best boxer in the world. Years are not the limit. I don't have any title numbers at all in mind. So, if neither age nor accolades are the deciding factors, how will Makhachev gauge that he's no longer progressing as an MMA fighter? For him, the answer is simple. He'll look to those he trains with. I train with a lot of young guys in the gym. If I see that I can't keep up, that they are catching up with me, overtaking me, then why should I torture myself? I'll stop then. But that's not the case yet. I feel like I am on a roll. Now everyone wants to take my belt away. I can't slow down. And slowing down isn't an option for Makhachev, especially with a dangerous challenger like Arman Tsarukyan looming ahead. That's all the MMA news for today. Please like, share, and subscribe to support the channel.